Hello. Today we're going to talk about one of my new favorite topics, and that is peptide protocols. My name's Brittany Cano with Holistic Nurse Coaches, and I really help my clients go from stressed out, overwhelmed, feeling so busy, like there's no time for themselves, to coming back to feeling like themselves again and really thriving from inside out. So, I love this topic of peptides. We're going to take it back to the basics. What are peptides? They're small chain amino acids that make up our whole body, right? And now we know that there's specific chains of amino acids that act as keys, turning on specific healing mechanisms in the body. And so we're going to go over some of those that are really great for supporting women's health. I've been wanting to offer peptides in my practice now for well over a year, and I'm super excited and grateful to now be able to offer them. I've been offering them for about 3 months, and some of the things that clients have reported to me is that they're finally sleeping great through the night. They're getting the best night's sleep that they've ever had. People who have released 20 pounds and are incorporating healthy lifestyle changes, going to the gym, eating well, setting healthy boundaries. I think it's like such a great tool to help create a healthy foundation. Other people who are feeling like they're building more muscle, more workout, energy, greater recovery, also lifting up brain fog. And I'm excited to see the results of the people that I work with as time continues on. So, what are peptides? We already covered that. How are they taken? There are a few options. Typically, where you're going to get the best bioavailability is going to be by injection form. So it's a small needle that you're going to inject. And the thing that I really also appreciate about peptides is that with most of them, you don't need to be on these forever. You can cycle through them. You can start with one and build out your peptide protocol. Maybe you'll be on one for a little while and then you'll switch to another one, just based on what your goals are, based on your longevity goals, what's going to support you best with your quality of life. For example, currently I started on the BPC 157 and TV 500. Overall, I had some inflammation in the body. I had some lab tests come back, a scan that just told me it was time I really needed to focus on lowering the inflammation. Gut issues are something I've dealt with off and on for years. And then also, I've worked out for a long time, but I just deal with this chronic soreness. My muscle recovery after workouts not the greatest. So I got to tell y'all, the first couple weeks, I wasn't feeling a whole lot at all. But now I'm into week 3. I had a really noisy knee that my PT told me, yeah, that's arthritis from my training in Salk and Thai. It's completely gone, y'all. The hinging, the squeaky noise of the knee has no noise now. I have like a tennis elbow happening. The pain is gone there. So I'm really excited because it's 8-week cycle and I can't wait to see what happens. So we're going to dive in. I'm going to talk about the different peptides. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. If you want to set up a time to chat with me, we can get on the phone and talk about specifically what might be a good starting point for you. And I can answer any questions. One that you may be most familiar with when it comes to peptides is the GLP, which is also a weight loss and can help stabilize and regulate blood sugar. GLP stands for glucagon-like peptide 1, is what that is. And so it does help with improving insulin sensitivity. Super important for our overall health to have stable insulin and blood sugar levels. It can also turn off that food noise and help regulate appetite, cravings. If you're a late night eater, or you find yourself with these wild cravings, or maybe you're like, I eat huge portions, also can support with that. Now, our studies are coming out that it really has a cardiovascular protection benefit to it. And some people do report that they have better mood regulation, and that's associated with the stabilization of serotonin and dopamine pathways. I think we're going to see more and more research coming out about the benefit of GLP-1, especially when used safely, especially when used in conjunction with lifestyle medicine, which is my jam. Another one, it's not quite a peptide, but I still want to talk about it because today our topic is about mood, it's about energy. And this is a crowd favorite, something I've been offering in my IV vitamin hydration practice for 3.5 years, and that's NAD plus. The long name of it is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, but see why we call it NAD plus. So here's the thing about NAD. As we age, our NAD levels in our body drop. And NAD is involved in over 500 cellular processes in the body, and it works on the mitochondria. So it works on the energy center of our cells. It also helps repair DNA, also helps lengthen telomeres. And what I find with my clients on the NAD, brain function, increased mental clarity, focus, energy. Also, a really great one for any of my ladies going through perimenopause as well. I also like it because it helps carry the vitamins and nutrients into the cell. So it's great if you're getting an IV therapy, vitamin therapy. I like it as a conjunction to that to really help with that cellular or with the vitamin delivery. And then I've had clients who come in when they're have like respiratory congestion and can't breathe and a lot of that stuffiness. I even have one gal who's come in a couple times for sinus pressure, sinus congestion. And when she left the office, like she was like, oh my gosh, I can breathe so much better. I always say with anything, results are going to vary. Everybody's experience is going to be different. It's important, to note that. Again, another one that's not an actual peptide, but it's in this realm of longevity. And we say longevity, it's like lengthening our life with an increased quality of life. That's what I think of longevity, like really getting the most out of life and having the best quality of life. And glutathione is one of those. So I do have clients who maybe they're on a GLP-1 and they're not losing any weight. Or maybe they have an autoimmune condition, or they know that they just have had a lot of exposure to toxins, or their doctor told them, yeah, you need to work on your detox pathways. They're not sleeping well. They're getting sick a lot. They're aches and pains chronically. Glutathione, they also call it the master antioxidant. What it does is it helps detox the liver, which is awesome. It helps neutralize free radicals. Also, you'll see it like in the beauty industry because it can help brighten the skin and just increase that look of inflammation. I've had clients in the past do like a beauty glow IV, which has like high dose vitamin C, B vitamins, and glutathione. And like legit, I had a girl where her skin looked so much clearer. Like she had some splotching before and discoloration in the skin. It was pretty impressive to see that. But of course, a lot of these things, like a one-time dose of something, yeah, you're going to get some benefits, but typically that's where being on a protocol is going to be more helpful. Next, we're going to talk about a peptide, also called a collagen or a copper peptide, and that's GHKCU. It's a great one for creating that beautiful skin, beautiful hair, beautiful nails from the inside out. So it works on collagen, works on elastin. Also, if you have any kind of wound that's slow healing, this is a really great peptide to incorporate. Can help like reduce the fine lines, wrinkles, if you have that hyperpigmentation. Another one, some late in my gals are starting to lose hair. So it's gonna be a good one to help with new hair growth. Um, I recently started on this one. Too soon to tell the results. I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you posted. So this one, you can take by injection. There also are some that you can put on your skin, but sometimes the results are mixed with the topical. So I think I would go ahead and probably stick with the injection form. And it's a baby needle, and we have all kinds of good tips and tricks to help you be able to do that because I get it. Not everybody wants to stick themselves with a needle, but it's really not too bad. And it's not long term. So there's another peptide that is really important for us to talk about, especially when we're talking about when our mood, our energy, and creating longevity. And that's really, keeping us alive and feeling well and connected to our sexual energy and our libido and that life force energy, right? That source of creativity as well, right? Also a great stress reliever. When we're experiencing that supports with our oxytocin, which is that love and connection hormone, and also has good effect on the nervous system. Orgasms do, lowering lowering cortisol. So the PT141 is one that's going to help with desire. It's going to help with intimacy, also blood flow, sensitivity, and has also support with the mood and with confidence as well. So the way the telehealth platform I work with, we have that in injectable, but also in a pill form that is a combination of a couple other things. It actually has the oxytocin in it as well. So it can be great in just helping you get reconnected to your body, reconnected to your partner. Now we're going to talk about the growth hormone optimization peptides. And the first one we'll talk about is sermorelin. And what it does is it helps your pituitary gland release more growth hormone naturally. So as opposed to taking growth hormone in its raw form, and maybe you end up taking too much, and then you have all kinds of problems. The way peptides are going to work is they're going to turn on this natural healing process that as we age starts to decrease, as we get sick or exposed to toxins, little stress of life, right? All of these healing mechanisms, unless we're doing things to keep this regenerative health going, decline, this is going to help with the growth hormone. And so this is the one that I have clients on who say, oh my gosh, I'm sleeping really well now. Oh, my workouts are so much better. Also helps really target that belly fat. And as we know, abdominal fat, we really want to watch out for that because we often connect it to the visceral fat, and we want to get rid of that unhealthy fat around the organs because that puts us at higher risk of disease. Also, with this one, with that growth hormone support, can help with our skin, our hair, and our nails as well. So in the same category is the tesamorelin and ipamorelin. Again, these are peptides that are going to help activate the process of growth hormone in the body and target visceral fat, increase muscle tone, increase metabolism, help with skin, help with sleep, help with cellular repair. So it's not uncommon that somebody will be on a GLP-1 and then because they want to still really build muscle, maintain their muscle mass, get into that deeper sleep, rest, better recovery, that they'll add in one of these sermorelin or tesamorelin, ipamorelin. And this is one that I mentioned that I'm personally taking. And the reason I really wanted to get into the whole peptide world to begin with, because of the neuroprotective mechanisms, because of how it supports gut health, and that's BPC 157. And the pharmacy that I work with is also combined with TB 500. So this is going to be really specific, or not specific, but really focused on recovery, lowering inflammation, and helping with the gut healing, has that neuroprotective mechanism. If you're having pain, I had someone start on this who was dealing with some pretty intense back pain, doing all kinds of modalities to no relief. And this really did help with relieve his back pain, which was so awesome. Like I said, my knee is not noisy anymore, and my tennis elbow is gone. And I'm just excited to see where this goes because I'm only on week 3. So I like to always combine this with lifestyle medicine. And when I say lifestyle medicine, it's these practices that are natural medicine, such as nature, such as the power of our breath, being in community, nutrition, movement, anything that taps us into our creative energy, right? Anything we do, we want to look at from that biopsychosocial spiritual approach because we're holistic beings, right? We are physical beings. We are mental and emotional. We're mental. That's kind of funny. Spiritual. We have our work. We have our relationships. We have our hobbies. So how can we optimize all of these areas of our life to help us continue on this path of longevity, on this path of wellness? So if you're interested in learning more about peptides, please reach out to me. If you feel like somebody you know would want to hear this information, feel free to share the video. I do want to highlight some really important things. When you start looking into the peptide world, you're going to find that there's a lot of for research, not for human consumption. And as a registered nurse, I cannot recommend that to you to take something of the nature. I also feel that it is important to really vet where you're getting a product from that you're putting in your body. And so the pharmacy that I work with, it is NABP accredited, does third-party testing, and it's a really great pharmacy, right? And so you also are going to be working with a medical provider, which that is another important piece. You're going to have a higher level, whether it's a doctor, a nurse practitioner, a physician assistant, that's going to make sure that you are qualified to receive these peptides. For the most part, most people are pre-approved because generally speaking, peptides are, like I said, naturally occurring in the body. So side effects overall tend to be mild compared to other modalities. But again, you get medical clearance, you have a patient portal so you can talk to your doctor, you have a legit compounding pharmacy that's NABP accredited, and you also have me as your support person to help you with whatever it is that you're working on specifically in your health, in your longevity, and that goes a long way as well. So if you're interested, have questions, drop them below or just reach out to me and I would love to connect with you. Thanks for tuning in. Have a blessed day.